So basically you have completed your second semester. Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir.
You have completed your second semester? May I know
No,
your
sir.
name? Hello?
Sir, I totally completed.
Hello? Hello? Are you a student of the third semester?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Yeah. May I know your name?
Hello, sir. Name is-
Hello? 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 Yeah, may I know? May I know your name, please?
Yes, sir. My name is Dustin.
So you can put your enrollment number also in the chat box so that
Yes,
I
sir.
can.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how you have completed your second semester through that? Whether you have been given any assistance through this classroom facility or through this online mode? Have you completed all the process? Can you just describe how you have completed it?
After the
Okay. Hello. Hello.
hello,
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
sir.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, Tell me. Tell me. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Now it is audible.
Sir.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sir, yes.
So have
Yes, sir.
you have received your MCA books, MCA third semester books?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I received.
So from where you are now speaking? From where?
Sir.
From Bhubaneswar, near around or
Sir,
from
from
Bhubaneswar?
Bhubaneswar.
Okay, fine.
Sir,
Okay.
thank you, sir.
So have you seen the material? Then
Yes, sir.
how do you find the material first? Tell me.
Sir, by the courier of the official site of IGNO, they sent me.
Yeah. So including all your assignments.
Sir,
Okay, fine.
I submitted my assignment with lab manual already.
For MCS-35 also.
Sir.
Yeah, but you are starting the MCS-35 now. How can you are submitting the assignments and other things?
Sir, the last date was December 15, so I submitted.
Okay, fine. So once
Sir.
during that process of the submission, do you find any queries and other things? That means any type of uh, clarification do you need to get it, or you are clear?
No, sir, I am.
Are you a commerce student?
Sir. Yes, sir, I am so happy with the IGNO the official the notification. But I have completed.
What is the complaint?
It,
Tell me.
sir.
हाँ बताइए ना, what is the complaint you are saying? Yeah, what is that?
सर मुझे तो अच्छा लगा सर
कुह
मुझे तो
कुह
अच्छा
कुह
लगा
ओडिया
इसके
कुह
बाद
किसी
मैं
असुविधा
तो
नहीं
कंप्लीट
ओडिया रे कुह कौन असुविधा होची कुह
आज्ञा
कौन असुविधा होची
ସାର୍ ମୁଁ ତ କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ୍ କରିଦେଇଥିଲି ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଡିସେମ୍ବର 15ରେ ମୁଁ ସବମିଟ୍ କରିଦେଲି।
ଓକେ, ତମେ ସବୁ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଗୁଡା କରିଦେଇଛ?
ସାର୍
କୋଉ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍?
ଆଜ୍ଞା, ହଁ ମୁଁ କରିଦେଇଛି ସବୁ
ତ ମତେ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ କହିଲ,
ସାର୍।
ଆନୁଆଲ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟସ ର ଗୋଟେ ଥିଲା ସେଇଠି, ଆନୁଆଲ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟସ କେବେ କରିଛ?
ସାର୍
କେମିତି କଲ ମତେ କହିଲ?
ସାର୍ ମୁଁ
Tell me how you have started the annual accounts. Hello.
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ସାର୍।
Hmm. So let me start with the very beginning that MCS-35 is the third semester course and is having
ସାର୍
finance and accounting as a manager. So, but
ସାର୍
for your operation, you have to do the things, otherwise you will not get the net result out of the operation. That is the major factor between the management students and the computer students. Okay.
ସାର୍
So in the management part you are having, you have to only inspect the things that has been done. But as a computer student, you will have to go through the things and rectify the process itself before the
ସାର୍
outcome is generated. Okay. That means it is more than
ସାର୍
information
ସାର୍
check. It is more than information check than the decision motive. Are you clear?
ସାର୍
So how many students you are having in
ସାର୍
this semester?
sir, there are 8
Yeah.
students, but some of them मैं तो पहले से क्लास करते करते आ रहा हूँ, सो सर चल रहा है ऐसे ही।
Yeah.
सर इसके बाद सर आई वांट टू से सर आई एम ए फिजिकल हैंडीकैप पर्सन, सो सर थोड़ा टिकट हो रहा है।
Yeah. So, दिक्कत क्या हो रहा है?
सर
Means it is a physical handicap, the orthopedic physical.
सर
Okay, fine. So orthopedic physical, that means movement is very restricted for you. That's much. Okay.
सर
All the best. Go.
सर कोरोना के टाइम में सर रीजनल सेंटर में थोड़ा समझने के लिए बहुत बार मैं गया था, बहुत असुविधा के साथ मैं असाइनमेंट सबमिट किया हूँ।
ओके, तो
सर
ये असुविधा मीन्स आपको कोई देखभाल अच्छा से नहीं कर पाया, वही बता रहे हैं ना?
सर करे, परंतु ये टाइम से ज्यादा
ठीक है।
जरा होने के कारण मैं
या
और भी ज्यादा लिख पाता, परंतु थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हुआ।
now you can take your own time. So
ओके
so you have appeared the examination or not?
यस सर, आई विल अपेयर।
You will be appearing the examination in June.
Yes, sir. No, sir. It will be on February.
February. So can you just check
Yes,
out
sir.
what are the queries you are having, what are the confusion you are having in the course, and give me a list so that we can have a discussion on that particular queries and things. Because since the topic is 5 booklets and study material is composition of 16 units around. So can you just tell me
Sir,
some of the points which
sir.
you want to be clarified? Hmm.
ସାର୍ ମୋର କହିବା ହଉଛି ମାନେ ଯେମିତି କ୍ଲାସରେ ଯେମିତି ପାଠ ପଢା ହୁଏ ଆଉ କମ୍ପ୍ୟୁଟରରେ ଯେମିତି ହୁଏ, ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରକାର ମାନେ ପିଲାମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉମାନେ କି ନେଟୱାର୍କ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହୁଏ କିଛି ଜଣଙ୍କର, ମାନେ ଏମିତି ବି ପିଲା ଅଛନ୍ତି ଗଛ ପାହାଡ ଉପରେ ଥାଇକି ପାଠ ପଢୁଛନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ କ୍ଲାସରେ ହେଲେ ଯେମିତି ପଢା ହୁଏ ସେ ନେଟରେ ହେଲେ ସେମିତି ଟିକେ ଏମିତି ଡିଫିକଲ୍ଟ ହଉଛି ଆଉ କିଛି ନାହିଁ।
Difficult to hop now we'll have to change over from the physical classroom to this online classroom, because now also you'll be finding your own time and I'm finding my own time to go for that, and the distance is now mitigated through
Okay.
this process of online. So that's in one way fine. Also, I am finding that you are the alone students out of 8 who are thinking. Can you collect the mobile numbers of the students, and also, if required, the email ID, so that from my side I can give a mail to them, and they will be appearing tomorrow in the screen itself.
सर मो पाखे तो सर मु जणे एका मु जानि जे अन्य मानकर कोडी मु जानिनी सर सेटिफाई सर टिके असुविधा
Okay,
होछ
fine. So how do you get this
sir.
information that today we are having a class?
सर मोर स्टडी सेंटर टा होज किट 2101 कोड
Yeah.
सुनील सर होजंते हमर हेड से मते इन्फॉर्मेशन सब डले आ विजय सर अछंती से डले
Okay, Pandava Sunil sir dele. Fine. So this they are
Sir.
doing a good thing for this particular thing. So
sir
do you have your study material with you now in front of you?
yes sir yes sir
So what are the queries you can ask me from block 1? At least some queries that we can clarify.
sir sir I have study but माने किछि किछि मते अंडरस्टैंड करि पानी सर आपन टिके समराइज करि कहले बोलबो
Because since I am ready to summarize, the first topic is, if you see that accountancy and what is, tell me first the name of the course. Accounting and finance for, tell me, for managers. Tell me, accounting and finance for manager or management?
Sir.
Okay. So what do you mean by accounting? Do you have any counting? So let us come from that, from the left side of the material. It is a management or only manager.
Sir.
You just see the study material and tell me whether it is a manager or management.
And it is management.
Management. What do you mean by management? When man goes with the age and does the things in the right way, it's called the management. Nothing more than that. If you say the simple definition of the management, when a person goes with his age and does the right thing, then it is called management. And the decision power is improving or gradually in an incremental trend as long as your age is growing up with proportionate to your work culture. That is a proper management. Now, only management does not have any feeling once you will go for the detail. So now you are clear the management, the basic thing of the management. As you said now, now you are not able to go to the classroom. So we are doing this here, at least to clarify your doubts. So this is also one type of management. We are managing our study material to be cleared by ourselves.
Sir.
That is the age process in which, if suppose a class 1 student will be there with this type of arrangement, can he or she takes this thing easily like you? Certainly no. So you will have to manage the things as per out, and in the process there will be shortfall, there will be always difficulties, and sometimes you may get some opportunity to go ahead over the proportional value. So taking all the things, management will give you the favorable result and sometimes may go in an adverse result also. Always management never gives the favorable result, but we'll try for the favorable results to our extent possible. And in the same time also, the adverse results, if any, coming up, we'll have to go by the feedback and also go for the rectifications time and again. So that we'll get our focused results or get our objectives satisfied as per the things. Since now it is only the matter with the transaction in a business where the humanitarian conditions and humanitarian grounds are having less importance. Remember this thing. When you are doing the management for a societal thing, then you are keeping the humanitarian point. But when you are doing the things for your own operation with a focused idea and getting the objective, then you will have to be very cautious, and the humanitarian objective will have a lesser importance over the profitability. And what do you mean by profitability? It is not only the stage of getting the profit by way of monetary. Today you may not get a monetary profit, but your activities will reflect your profit in any manner in the form of resources. Maybe it is a human resources, maybe it is a financial resources, maybe it is a goodwill, maybe it any kind of resources in the futures to come. Are you clear that now you are clear about the management? So
Yes,
the
sir.
way you have brought up the way you have brought up your organization, the way you have brought up your institution, your business, then accordingly you will be getting your profit and loss, and thereby also you can say that yes, I
Yes, sir.
am in a position to go ahead. Now coming to the second part of the that particular course content, what is called finance.
Sir.
Then what is the general basic means of finance? What we are saying?
Hmm.
What you are thinking of the finance? Tell me only one word.
Uh, Sir, finance means it is known as the ମାନେ ତାକୁ କହନ୍ତି ପଇସା ପତ୍ର ତାକୁ କହନ୍ତି ସେମିତି ଟାଇପର।
Yes. So now you are coming to the finance
It
only.
is, sir, it is a broad term that describes that activities associated with banking.
Okay. Now I am just adding to that. When the banking is there, some person will be there or not.
Sir, yes, sir.
Then that is also one type of addition. That you can say that finance is also one type of addition which is called authorized resources. So resources may be in the form of the money, maybe in the form of the infrastructure, maybe in the form of, suppose you need a computer. So that
Sir.
infrastructure is required. Then you may
Sir.
you may require a place to work wherever you want
Sir.
to work. Then you may you may have to go for the human resources. So infrastructural resources, human resources, as well as the financial resources are basically three constraints of the finance. So once you are saying that finance, otherwise you can say it is a fund.
Sir.
The basic word of the finance, if you elaborate the finance, then FINANCE, finance.
Sir. Sir.
So you can note down also the finance in the basic structure is F means fund.
Sir.
F is fund. Now let us keep the only one aspect of the word, that fund. Tell me in the morning,
Sir.
whatever may be the thing, but to start with any work, you need some fund or not. Anything you need a resources, even if you are sitting on your home, you need internet to have these classes.
Yes, sir.
So for that you need some resources.
Sir.
So that resources is called fund. When you are doing it, during the process or before the process? Tell me, when you are connecting the internet, before the process or during the process or after the process operation?
Sir, after.
How? Because once you will not make the connection, then you cannot go ahead.
Sir.
So that means it will have to be initiated now. Suppose I need something to be done
Sir.
in the latter part of the day, then I will have to think of in the morning itself that what will be my latter part of the day. So fund initiated now, and suppose you don't want to do anything, then suppose you don't want to come with the classes, do you need any fund or you will remain silent? You will have to remain silent. So in the case of remaining silent, once you don't have to go for any expenditure, then you don't have to raise any fund. Are you clear? So never cease expenditure. If you are ceasing the expenditure, means if you are stopping the expenditure, then fund is not required. If you are going for making the expenditure, then fund is required. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
सपोज चाय पीने के लिए आपको चाय पीना है तो आप क्या करना है, ₹5 तो पहले पॉकेट में डालना है कि नहीं है? So पहले तो 5 रुपया पॉकेट में डालने से तो चाय पीने के लिए जाएगा. The simple meaning that if you are making the expenditure, then you will be able to sustain the current position. Without that, एक मिनट हाँ बिरम गोटे ऑनलाइन क्लास रचो. So once we are going for the sustaining the expenditure, means sustaining the total particular activities, then you will have to go for the expenditure. And tell me, by putting a cup of tea or by taking a cup of tea, are you losing anything or adding anything? Suppose you are taking breakfast. Is it an addition or lose of the means that means you are wasting your money? If you are spending 20 rupees towards your tiffin, is it your addition or wasting your money?
Wasting money.
Are you wasting your money by putting 20 rupees on tiffin? So it is the addition. You can say it is the addition. Means it is a value addition that you will have to survive till lunch. So any expenditure has a definition of value addition, and expenditure cannot be called as a value deletion unless and until it is a abnormal loss. Remember this thing. If you are taking 200 rupees breakfast, then and your minimum requirement is 50, then 150 is a wasteful expenditure. And that wasteful, that means that is abnormal expenditure which is not to be required. So now you are clear on this finance. Finance means fund initiated now and never cease expenditure. If you are ceasing the expenditure, ceasing means stopping the expenditure, then any institution cannot grow. Tell me, another example I am giving. Suppose to have this conversation, you need a laptop, you need internet, you need material with you. So all these are expenditures. So all these expenditures is you are adding the value because physically you are not getting anything through our discussion. But we are able to generate some of I am able to collect your particularly your thought process and also your details that how you are going with the courses and other things, so that what is your hindrances in going the courses and doing the courses. And in the process also you are able to know that what is the meaning of the course material and what is the thing. So these are the outcome, though there is no physical outcome, but still there is some outcome which is called service outcome. So fund initiated does not have any link whether it has got a physical or service outcome. A fund initiated is maybe a physical form, maybe a non-physical form, maybe a silent form also, because sometimes the silent forms also give some resources. Okay, so taking all the things, and never think that fund is only the mint or bank balance or the money what you are having. It may have the like your grains, like your any other material, natural resources like minerals, materials, whatever the things there also can be called as fund. Suppose you want to dig a hole, then you need a person to have it. If you are not able to do it on your own, then you need a person. So that person is your input. Are you clear? So coming to that structure, the fund initiated I am now and never cease expenditure is the basic thought of the finance. Now coming to there is two terms, accounting for the finance. Okay. Okay.
Hello, sir.
So the third one is coming to the base one is accounting and finance for the management. So now
Sir.
you are clear on the finance part. Now coming to the accounting.
Sir.
Now tell me a very probable question.
Sir.
And now the question is, are you when you are going to any
Sir.
hotel for a lunch or anything dinner, are you saying
Yeah.
that rice or dal or rice or roti? What you are making? Rice and dal or rice and roti? What you are calling? Give me rice
Uh,
and dal
Sir.
or roti and dal,
Sir.
but you never says rice and roti.
Sir.
So take, or you can take the combination also. No, no, but dal will be the third item. We will have to add it.
Sir.
So in the process, what is happening? And is the not the basic A and D, but it is a symbolic and. When you are
Sir.
saying that rice and dal, then it will be a symbolic one. Means it is a composition one. When you
Sir.
are doing the finance, at the same time you will have to record the financing.
Sir.
If you are not record the financing, then it does not have any effect because you are not able to know the output level and the input structure. So
Sir.
input structure and output level, the difference is your effort for making the conversion of the input level to the output version. Are you
Sir.
clear? So when your input level is converted into your output, the process in the process, whatever you are getting will have to be recorded, and that is called accounting. Remember this thing.
Sir.
Any count which have got all correct, but it is only defined to a particular point. Suppose if you will
Sir.
ask me to join after 8 o'clock, I will not be able to do it. So that
Sir.
means that periodical concept is very important.
Sir.
Within a particular effect, how you are doing the activities is called counting.
Sir.
And in the counting, count means it may be a numerical count, it may be a structural count, it may be tell me
Uh,
numerical, structural, and another third one is
Sir.
which cannot be counted, but you
Sir.
will be getting only satisfaction out of that.
Sir.
Suppose you are feeding to a cow,
Sir.
you say that the percentage of the percentage of which the cow's belly have been filled in, you can't say. Even you can think of your own. When it is completed, you will be
Sir.
able to know that yes, I am fully satisfied. But you cannot set the level of satisfaction to that effect which is not counted. So
Sir.
coming to the counting part and non-counting part, or the satisfaction part, the service is called a satisfaction part. When it is counting, it is a physical part. When you are going for a physical counting, it is
Sir.
a numeric counting. Otherwise, it is a probably counting. Clear?
Sir.
So probably we are not
Sir.
bothered about the probably counting. Suppose someone is saying we are not going for that because it is our effort and effect which is giving the probable counting. But
Sir.
in a numerical counting, always we will have to go for a positive signal, never negative signal. Means basic objective of the counting is to have a positive signal on our effectiveness. So what do you mean by again the positive signal? Means suppose you are having a 2 rupees or 2 lakhs rupees with your business, then you want to make it 2 lakhs 1 rupee, not at 1,99,999. So our focus is that 2 lakhs to become 2 lakh 1. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
So that counting is very much important. When this is a counting, then the word is SC. That is, if you see that it is prefixed by the SC. Now you are able to accounting is having a three term. One is SC, another is count, another is ing. Ing is your version, means how you operate the counting is called. It may be a numerical counting, it may be a structural counting, it may be a satisfaction counting. Then, moreover, the counting may be through the correlative process, maybe through coefficient process, maybe through the statistical methodology. Whatever the counting you can do, because sometimes you need a percentage, sometimes you need a correlation. Why I am saying that if you are taking 2 plate of rice, you will not take 2 plate of mutton along with the rice. So 2 plate of
Sir.
rice is one plate of mutton is fine. So that is a correlation. You can make it. So correlation count and
sir,
coefficient count, those are the counting norms, and that norms have a statistical effect on your productivity. Now coming back to the basic structure of the SC. So sometimes we say that SC is a, at the particular term, always we say is A/C. Generally we are saying accounting,
sir,
but what does it really mean? It is air conditioned? No. But its activity is air conditioned.
sir,
How? It has got a periodicity because
sir,
particularly your office activity starts at 10 and completes at 6 o'clock. So that means it is a period. During that period, you are liable to do
sir,
the things, you are liable to get the things. So basically, a business has also got a period. It is not that 24 into 7 is your business. If it is 24 into 7, that also you can take a period. Then how the counting will
sir,
take place? The counting will take place either hourly or daily or weekly or quarterly or 6 monthly or annually. So taking all these things
sir,
into consideration, suppose you want to say that Monday ka the business is not tallying with the Sunday. Certainly Sunday has got a different effect than Monday. So you'll have to find out what is the different effect so that Monday sale is coming down and Sunday sale is going up in your restaurant. Are you clear? If you are having a restaurant business, then you will have
sir.
to think of that what is the reason why Monday sale is coming
Yes,
down
sir,
and Sunday sale is going up. And that how you can know through your
sir,
counting process. That is a periodicity concept is a very important concept whereby accounting starts with. Now, if AC is for the all correct,
sir.
suppose if you are sometimes what happens generally to show us a bigger picture, give
Mm,
some incorrect information. And when the information, incorrect information starts with a cumulative effect, then it is going to a very chaos in future. Because all information which are incorrect will go on cumulative effect in the future than the actuals, and the difference will be more, which will be a alarming situation. If the That's why always we say that it is all correct. Whatever you are doing, you put it, and that count will be taken care of, not that all incorrect count. Now, coming to another methodology of the SC, the conservative. Suppose you are earning 20 rupees, 200 rupees per day. Are you going to spend 200 rupees per day, or you are keeping something with you? You will be keeping something because of the to see
uh,
unnecessary and particularly the unforeseen situation also you will have to see. So taking all the matter, in unforeseen situation, you will have to utilize the balance money that which have been kept for your savings towards the future uncertainties. So that conservative also, that is called conservative matter. Rather, we say that yes, we are doing something and saving something for the future to see the unforeseen situation. Then third one is suppose another is very clear one. The concept, if you have you gone through the concept, business entity concept. One is very important concept is business entity concept.
sir,
So in a
sir,
business entity concept, X is not to X and Co. X may be a person, Ram may be a person in his home. But when he's going to his business, it is Ram and Co. When it is Ram and Co., his personal liability cannot be attached with the business liability. So he has got a separate legal entity and he will be treated as a separate legal entity than its original legal entity. His original legal entity is Ram at his home, but his separate legal entity is Ram and Co. And that's why every business, whatever may be the form, whatever may be the structure, whatever may be the quality and quantity, and also the
sir,
you can say that nomenclature. You can put any nomenclature. It may be a private company, it may be a company, it may be an institution, it may be but not. You can say if it is other than the human being which is present in the home, then in the workplace, then it is called a separate legal entity. Are you clear? So business has got a
Yes,
separate
sir.
legal entity, and that separate legal entity will not be converted into personal entity unless and otherwise it is called for. Are you clear?
Sir.
So that
Yes,
is
sir.
first business. You should be very careful on doing this. That's why your bank passbook is your account. Tell me, have you seen the bank passbook? Do you
Sir.
have any bank passbook?
Yes, sir.
What it is being
Yes, sir.
what it is being written there? It is your asset. Whether bank
Uh,
passbook is a
yes,
liability or
sir.
asset. Their bank. If you
Sir,
see that bank passbook में क्या लिख रहा है? What they have written in the bank passbook? Only name.
they,
If
they return the money amount and credit.
debit or credit they are giving,
Sir.
then if it is a debit amount, what you are saying,
Sir.
then it is my own money. You are making the expenditure. When it is a credit
Sir.
amount, then bank is
Sir.
liable to pay. Are you
Sir.
clear? So do you want a debit balance or
Sir.
credit balance in the bank book?
Sir.
Tell me.
Uh,
In your bank account,
sir,
in the
sir.
bank account, if the 1 lakh CR is written or 1 lakh DR is written, which
Sir.
is very advisable for you? No? Certainly it is CR.
Sir, CR is the credit amount and DR is debt of the
Debit amount.
account.
Okay. So
Sir,
if your bank passbook shows a credit amount 1 lakh, then it is good for you, or 1 lakh debit balance is good for you?
Sir, credit.
Okay. So today we may not be able to see that. Tomorrow morning you just see. Tomorrow evening we will
Sir.
have another session on this. So in that session you can also very clearly say me that what you are thinking, that whether you see the bank passbook and say me that which is correct. You want a CR or DR to that. Okay. Now
Sir.
that's why it is called. Suppose you have given 10 rupees or 100 rupees deposited in the bank, and
Sir.
bank accepted it. Then the money lies with whom? Bank. So bank is liable to pay you or not? Or bank will not pay?
Sir.
If you have deposited 10 rupees, 100 rupees in the bank, whether bank will be liable to pay or not?
No.
You have deposited the money. So bank will, when you are depositing the money, with what interest that I will be getting the money in time, at the time of requirement? Suppose you have given 100 rupees to me, which without any cost, then what is your expectation?
Sir.
That at the time of requirement I will return that money to you or not?
Sir.
So in that process, what is happening?
Because
yes, go ahead. Yeah. So always that happens, that whenever you are giving some money which has some interest with you, and that interest may not be in the factual form, may not be in the financial form, may not be in the, suppose you are given a donation to a mandir, what you are expecting?
Sir.
It is your physical, your mental satisfaction you are getting by that, yes, I have donated it. Is it correct or not? So any transaction is based on the give and take principle. Remember this thing. When you are giving something with an expectation to take something, tell me nowhere in this world
Sir.
the give and take is not there. I'm telling another, going back to the very nude form of the give and take. Do you think that parents are investing the money without any expectation? Tell
Sir.
me whether there is some expectation of the parents when they are investing the money for the children education or children's welfare. They are expecting that yes, my son or daughter should come to that level, that so that I will be proud of that. They may not have the interest of getting back the money, but they have certain other interest with them or not. So taking all the things, give and take is the principle of the universe. Wherever you are making a give and take imbalance, then the scenario is going to be difficult. Then always you have got it. Suppose you are taking the natural resources. At the same time, you are not giving the back to the naturals, and you are digging the tree and not putting the tree anymore. Then what is happening? Natural imbalances are coming up.
Sir.
If you go on cutting the tree and if you are not putting the tree, then the imbalances will be there or not. In the same form also, in any of the business, there will be this difference will come up. So give, when there is a difference between give and take, it will be have a nice, it will go either a debit balance or a credit balance. When credit balance is more, then fine, you are able to have generated any surplus over that. When you are having a debit balance, you don't have the surplus. That means you will have to pay back that money. That's why always it has been told.
Sir.
Then very simply, my coming to back my original thing, that give and take principle
Sir.
is called matching principle.
Sir.
And the accounting, the second concept is very clear. It is a matching principle. Suppose today you have put some person in work and not able to pay the wages. Tomorrow, if you will come, whether you will pay him or not. If tomorrow someone will pay, एक minute. Hello, hello. सर एक ऑनलाइन क्लास चल रहा है सर, मैं बाद में करूँगा. हाँ, ठीक है सर, ठीक है. नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार. Suppose tomorrow you will pay him or not?
Yes, sir.
Suppose today you have put someone in work and you have not paid the wages.
Sir.
When you will be coming tomorrow, whether you will pay him or not?
Sir, not.
Why? He has worked for today.
Sir.
But you have not paid him the wages. रात को पैसा नहीं दिया है.
Yes.
Then tomorrow you will have to pay back.
Sir.
So that is called accrual concept. Very innovative concept that is made in the accounting is accrual concept. Whatever you did during that period will have to be taken into consideration either through the addition or deletion. Suppose something you paid for tomorrow's work, then this
Sir.
is called advance. It cannot be called today's expenditure. Are you clear?
Sir. Yes, sir.
And if something you have not paid today for today's work and will be paid tomorrow, it is also to be considered because you will have to pay that. That is called outstanding liability. Okay.
Sir.
एक मिनट. हाँ, PK जी, नमस्ते. तुम ऑनलाइन क्लास गोटे पर ट्रायल करछु हम नौच पर कथा मो पर कथा. So Taking all these things, uh, when all these matters are coming one by one, now you have got
sir,
business entity concept, then conservative concept, then accrual concept, then matching concept. Another very
sir,
simple thing that one coming up. Uh, are you going to the market for purchasing a thing? So
yes, sir,
generally people are going to the market for purchasing, and
yes, sir,
I am producing, that is called rice, and you are
sir,
producing oil. How can you
sir,
exchange it? If you go to the very primitive stage, then it is a barter system which was previously exist.
sir,
Now
sir,
that because of the barter system, the rich become richer and poor become poorer. Do you agree with
sir,
me or not? That
sir,
in the case of Jamidari Pratha, what has happened? Jamidars were cheating the laborer to a greater extent, so Jamidaris were going richer and richer, and these poor laborer are becoming poorer and poorer.
sir,
So this particular disequilibrium in the economics and national economy, are as well as the societal equilibrium, had given a
sir,
chance to come with this monetary transaction. Means you have to convert your rice into the monetary value. I will have to convert my oil into the monetary value. Then we will exchange it. So this
sir,
monetary concept is a very innovative concept, you can say, further to this accrual concept, that okay, whatever we'll do in the monetary so that it can be countable. Because again, it is coming with a numeric count. And this numeric count previously, which was done in arbitrary manner, now coming into a scientific manner. So
sir,
money measurement concept is a fifth concept that is coming under this accounting terminology. Then the sixth concept is coming up very, you can say, a concept which says that, which will give you cost concept.
sir.
The cost means, what do you mean by cost? Simply tell me, what do you mean by cost?
Uh, mm, the cost means it is a value of money.
Value of money that has been made or expenditure incurred to have a product or services.
Sir,
Suppose you are going to a doctor
sir,
and he is charging 300 rupees.
sir,
So that, then what is your cost? The doctor cost is 300, the transport cost is 200, so total cost and medicine cost is 500. So taking together,
sir,
my cost for this disease is coming up 1000.
sir,
That means cost is a composition of different types of expenditure to have a product or services. If you have a
sir,
product which has to be marketed, then you will have to go for cost plus profit. Otherwise, why will do it? Suppose you are making having a restaurant,
sir,
and in the restaurant you are producing only your lunch, and you are not able to sell.
sir,
Can you go for second
sir.
day, or you will close down your
हाँ
establishment? बंद करेंगे,
हाँ जी
because you are
सर
not able to sell in the market. Then why will continue?
सर
That means you are not able to sell, and you are not able to
सर
realize the money which you have incurred in the expenditure as a cost, at least with some profit. Suppose you have made expenditure for a lunch 100
सर
rupees and you are getting back 100 rupees, then okay, for certain days you can go for no profit,
सर
no loss, but not for a longer period.
सर सर
That means this concept is called cost concept, and this cost concept is very much essential to make a derivation between the profit and loss. Are you clear? So
सर
now when cost is coming up, then you need another concept which is called, the very vital concept is a contingency concept, or you can say that there are certain expenditure which you may not have any uh, thought of while processing the activities. Suppose during the process of a restaurant,
sir,
suppose you have put more salt in a particular curry, then those items will not be sold in the market. It
sir,
was no one's fault. It was a fault in the process. So to have this contingent
sir,
means you will have to make the expenditure and you will have to realize, but not on the same time, but in a future way. Are you clear? So that means a
sir.
contingency may happen
Yes,
or may
sir,
not happen. So a contingent liability will be
sir,
there, which may happen or may not happen, but you will have to prepare for that. Like the legal suit
sir,
and other matter in a big concern that what is happening, and because of the trade licenses and other will have the same thing. So these are the basic concepts.
sir,
Coming to back to other concepts, which then how it has started. If you go through very the fundamental thing, I have already gone through those 5 chapters. That means it was a barter system.
sir,
Then barter system has given right to money measurement system, which is called a financial accounting. When your money measurement means it is a counting
sir,
part, and in the counting part you will have the two more concept. What is profit and loss? Another is what you have and what you
sir,
have gained. That means if you are having a business of
sir,
10 lakhs and after 1 year it will be 15 lakhs, then you are enlarging your business. Your balance sheet shows that your asset has been increased. Suppose today now you are driving a
sir,
small vehicle, suppose two-wheeler. Now after your business is being announced, then you are able to
sir,
go for four-wheelers with a multi varieties of the things. Then means the business is going up and your asset is going increasing. So now you are coming to another part where asset and liabilities are
sir,
being clarified. Then it is called financial accounting. Asset and liability and profit
sir,
derivation is called financial accounting. Then when after financial accounting, you have
sir,
another accounting is called management accounting. What do you mean by management accounting? How you manage the show. If 1 year you are able to see that because of the factors, and now particularly 2020 has given you a lot of factors how the people survived. And once the people survived with the business, and that is their keynote, you can say that yeah, that is my key achievement, that yes, even if in the high corona COVID situation, I am able to establish myself. So
sir,
that keynotes are your assets. It
sir,
is, it may not be feasible, which is otherwise known as goodwill, otherwise known as performance and effectiveness of your efforts. So after that management accounting,
sir,
the fourth one is coming up is social responsible accounting. Now you have
sir,
to think when you are sustaining, then you have to think that what I can give to the society. And at that time, you are thinking of giving the taxes, which is a compulsion. And also at the same time, you will have to think of your infrastructural development with societal changes. That is very important. Suppose you are doing a business, a very
sir,
simple thing. Suppose a person is doing a pandokan in a very government
sir.
plot, and every day before opening he cleans his surrounding or not.
Yes,
Then
sir.
why he is doing?
Due to impress their customer
Yes.
through their shop.
Yes. One is impressing the customer through the societal development. Second one, the
Yes,
garbages of the nearby should not hamper the other people or other inhabitant of the society.
sir.
So that is also thing of, if you see in the Nalco project also, Nalco
Yes, sir.
has a project which is giving bauxite, but at the same time, alumina, the byproducts are growing up, and they will have to construct roads and also give the people more habitat situation nearby people, because Whatever you are doing at the cost of the natural resources. And that natural resources will have to be paid for. Remember this thing. So no one creates natural resources. Everyone uses the natural resources, and for that everyone will have to pay. If no one is creating any natural resources and will have to be paid, then it is a societal responsibility accounting. And that's why the recent amendment of the Supreme Courts, and also if you see the judgments are coming up, how the nature will be prevented, and even the mining resolution is very clear that the mining revenues of that particular area will have to be spent for the development of that area. Are you clear or not? So that
Yes,
is
sir.
called societal responsibility accounting. At the same time, this is the sixth one. Now, when all these things are coming up, then you are having a human resource accounting. What do you mean by human resource accounting? A very
Mm,
simple one: right people at right place at right time will give you a effectiveness.
sir.
If the right people will not be there in your organization or in the institute or in the establishment at the right time, if they don't react and the place is not conducive to do the work, then your effectiveness decreases, thereby your output decreases and you are not able to reach your focus area. So right people at the right time and right place is very, very important. And you will have to find out that how will people and organize your sector in such a manner that human resource accounting will be effective one and not be a wasteful one. If you put more people and doing nothing or doing less than their requirement, then again it is a loss. If you put less people, then your productivity is also endangered, you can say by that. So taking this human responsibility accounting is very, very important. Right people, right time, right place. Now coming to the next accounting is the last one accounting, inflation accounting. So when we are going for the inflation accounting, the very structural approach is that if you pay 100 rupees to me now, are you going to take back 100 rupees after 1 year? Tell me, very simple thing. Or if you have paid 100 rupees to your friend, not your
Sir.
friend, to anyone,
Sir.
are you willing to take 100 rupees after 1 year?
No, no.
Why?
ସାର୍ ବିକଜ ମୁଁ ତାକୁ ସେଇଟା ଦେଇଦେଲି ସେଥିପାଇଁ ସେଇଟା ସିଏ ମାନେ ତାଙ୍କର ସିଏ ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚ କରିବେ ତାକୁ ଆମେ ଆଶା କରିବାନି ସେମିତି
So you need 101 rupees after 1 year?
no no
Why not? Then why you are asking the bank to give the interest when you are depositing 100 rupees in the bank? Now let's discuss that.
sir
When you are giving 100 rupees to your friend, you are not demanding anything after 1 year. But when you are depositing 100 rupees in the bank and demanding some extra, not 100 rupees, 100 plus after 1 year, what is the difference?
ସାର୍ ଫ୍ରେଣ୍ଡ କୁ ଦେଲା ପରେ ଏଇଟା ମନିଟା ସେଇଟା ଆମେ ସେଇଟା ଆମ ଠାରୁ ଲସ୍ ହେଇଗଲା କିନ୍ତୁ ଫ୍ରେଣ୍ଡ ର ଗେନ୍ ହେଲା କିନ୍ତୁ
Yeah.
ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ କୁ ଦେଲେ ତାର ଏଇଟା ଲାଭ ସହିତ ଆମେ ଟିକେ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ସହିତ ଆମେ କିଛି ତାର 2 ଗୁଣା ଆମେ ଲାଭ ପାଇପାରିବା so this is the difference.
That means basically you want that when you are sacrificing money for your friend, let him improve.
Sir.
He can give your support in future. Means you are expecting something. You are not giving the friend without any interest.
Sir.
Your interest is not your financial interest, but something you will give me back in my future as a friendship.
Sir.
That is the friend when you are giving to the friend. But when you are giving to the bank, at that time you are thinking that I am sacrificing my 100 rupees for 1 year on which the bank is generating income and that should be shared with me. That is your main motto.
Sir.
That means that's why you are asking that yes, whatever you have generated the income, give me the major part because this is my money on which you worked and you give me the back. And that is the reason the inflation accounting is coming up. Why the inflation is coming up? Again, coming to the very economic style that demand and supply. When the demand and supply is not proportionate, there is a disproportionate between demand and supply, then inflation arises. That's why the DNS allowance is the basic concept of that inflation accounting. Do you know that the government is declaring DA?
Yes, sir.
That DA, freezing DA and declaring the DA. DA means dearness allowance. Any
Sir.
additional amount over the pay is called allowance. And that allowance is to sustain the incremental financial burden of a person which may rise due to different reasons. So that
Sir.
inflation accounting is a national phenomena and will have to be paid for. And that payment is called the interest generation for both the parties, either to the investor as well as to the invested companies.
Sir.
Both the companies will be taken care of when the inflation accounting is considered. So now
Sir.
you are clear on the concept and other things. I think that we are coming to the end of the session.
Sir.
This is a very fruitful session that has come up, or we may go for some more time, and
Sir.
if required, tomorrow can you come up with sum up your points so that we can start, because this is the first module that we have discussed. In the first module, part 1 was taken care of. Then
Yes,
part
sir.
2 is coming with the debit and credit, asset and liabilities, and all financial propositions that will be taken care of tomorrow. So can
Sir.
you prepare something and come back so that we will have a discussion, and you can say your fellow colleagues, fellow
Okay.
friends to come up with a better understanding.
Sir. Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I want your notes. Any notes, sir?
Yeah, because since it is a online thing, so this recording part is also can be a note, but
Sir.
since it was not prior, I have not priorly prepared for this, because it is through only the experience that the we are discussing the matter, and the matter
Sir.
the note is not now available with me. However, I will be doing it in the next phase of the things. Okay.
Okay,
From
sir.
the next session onwards, we'll be doing, but whatever the available things will be there, we'll be giving you, sharing
Okay.
you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Good night.
Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar. Namaskar.